Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm so excited to be with you today. Just for your information, today is March 12th, the day before daylight savings time begins. But if you are watching this at another time, stick around because everything I'm going to talk about is pertinent to us all the time. So, but it does have a daylight savings time flavor. So let's dive in. So tomorrow we will spring ahead. That means that we will sadly have to get up an hour earlier. This has never been my favorite part of the process. I always prefer the fallback in the fall where you get an extra hour to do whatever with, except then you get an extra hour of darkness that you got to figure out what to do with. So now we have the flip side, right? So we'll get more daylight, but we have to get up an hour earlier to get it. It all balances out. However, for many of you, you probably have the same kind of concern where, I don't know, maybe like me, the older we get, the harder it is to kind of adjust after these big changes. And sometimes I find it a little challenging to kind of get back into, I don't know, the right headspace. I'm not sure if that's because circadian rhythms get thrown off or it's just somebody threw a wrench in my plans by changing the time, and I got to figure that out and figure out how the clock in my car works so I can change it, all that kind of fun stuff. Or decide, do I just want to like mentally do the math every time I look at the clock in my car so I don't have to change it for another few months? The things that I think about. But what I want to talk to you about is particularly being proactive. The things that we think about, whatever things are coming up, even though this is a wrench in the monkey wrench in the works, I don't know, whatever that phrase is, it's one we can see coming. And so it's one we can plan for, which means that we can do a couple of different things. One, we can know ahead of time that we are going to maybe have a little bit of an issue kind of juggling back into a different time. Having to figure that out this week. Sometimes your brain does that thing where, well, if this was 3 days ago, it would have been such and such time. Our brains, they like consistency. So when we throw these things at them, it is a little challenging. So knowing ahead of time is really important. That means that you can give yourself some grace when you have those moments of, the time is off or whatever. When you notice it, just notice that you're noticing it and it's okay. And to think about the ways that you are going to, let's say, use that extra hour of daylight that you're going to get. We could all use it, right? We're all ready for spring. We're all ready for the next phase to move forward. And we all, maybe you're not, I don't know, but I think most of us kind of have that sense of let's move forward into spring. So let me speak for myself and not for you, but what are you going to do with that extra hour of sunlight? You're going to take a family walk, get everybody and the dog and just go for a nice walk with that extra hour? Are you going to maybe spend time dreaming about, you get an extra hour, spend an hour dreaming about the garden you're going to plant this year? Things like that. What is it that you can anticipate with that extra hour you're going to get of light? And just, think of something fun to do so that this changeover isn't just, cranky, we have to do this again, but it actually can be a fun thing to do. I absolutely wholeheartedly think that whether you're using an extra hour or you're just creating an extra hour for yourself, the ways that we can plan ahead and think ahead about the changes that come up in life. You can't plan for everything, but you can plan for the stuff that's on the calendar. And so whether you are watching this and it is on Saturday, the day before we spring ahead, or whether you're watching this months into the future, being prepared, preparing ourselves, planning ahead, being proactive, those are all really good things that help us manage the things we don't super love that come up on the calendar. So give yourself some grace this week that you're going to feel a little funky maybe, and plan something fun to do with that extra sunlight you're going to get. All right, that's it for now. I hope that you all spring ahead beautifully, and I will see you next time. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you want to know when new videos come out.